Welcome friends, I'm Meredith, better known around the internet as Mare of All Trades, and today I have a cooking video to share with you guys. I am going to show you how I make a whole chicken in the crock pot. I mentioned this a while ago in a Costco haul, and so I thought I would film that for you guys. I will be sure to link to the recipe down in the description box below, so go ahead and check that out if it looks yummy to you. It's so easy and quick to prep, and you just set the crock pot on low and you forget about it for the whole day, and you come back and dinner is ready. It's delicious. You would absolutely throw some onions, potatoes, and carrots in there, and you don't have to do anything except dish it up. And then the second dish that I'm sharing with you is actually a really yummy dessert. I made cherry rhubarb crisp, the rhubarb fresh from my garden, which I absolutely love, just being able to go out and snip some rhubarb off and make a dessert with it. So it's super delicious. I highly recommend it with vanilla ice cream on top, or maybe a little whipped cream if that's more your style. And I will have that recipe, which is actually my own, typed up in the description box below. So definitely let me know what recipes you've tried and are loving in the comments. And if there are any other cooking videos that you would like to see, definitely let me know that as well. And let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. So we are going to take this whole chicken right here, and I'm going to show you how I cook it in the crock pot. Now, I found this recipe on Pinterest quite a long time ago. So the first thing that you need is one whole onion that you've chopped up. I just roughly chop it. Doesn't need to be really small, and you layer that on the bottom of your crock pot. And now we're going to put together a spice rub. Now I will be sure to link the recipe down below. Got a little bowl here, so we're going to go ahead and add all of our spices in there. So we're going to start off with 3 teaspoons of salt. It calls for half a teaspoon of black pepper. Now, I'm a total cheater. I just use the 1 teaspoon scoop and just fill it halfway because I'm lazy, and the goal anytime I'm in the kitchen is to do as few dishes as is humanly possible. Next, we're going to do 2 teaspoons of paprika. I'm using smoked paprika. I know this kind of seems like a lot, but remember, we're doing a whole bird here. It does call for 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Now, I hate to say it, but I think I'm not going to get a full teaspoon out of here, so we're going to use whatever is left. Yeah, I'm going to get about probably half a teaspoon, but the recipe calls for more. It also calls for 1 teaspoon of cayenne. However, I'm going to just go with half, since there are people in my household who don't like tons and tons of spice. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of thyme leaves. And then it calls for 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now, I'm going to use a little bit more, probably about 3/4, since I didn't have quite enough onion powder. So we're just going to make our own substitutions. Alright, let's give that a quick stir. See, it's got great color to it, that's for sure. And then we're going to dump the chicken into the crock pot. Now, it technically tells you to give the chicken a rub down with this. However, I'm not a huge fan of, you know, touching raw meat. So I'm just going to be a little bit lazy, and I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it. And I'm going to turn the bird over. So I just turned it over using a pair of tongs. And then we're going to sprinkle the rest of it on the back side of the bird. And then a little trick is, instead of cooking it breast side up, I'm actually going to cook it breast side down. Since the dark meat has more flavor to it, as well as a higher fat content, this will actually make all the juices go to the bottom of the bird, aka the breast. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and throw a lid on this. It's about 9:30 right now, so this should be ready between 5:30 and 6, right at dinner time. And then I'm going to go ahead and set it to 8 hours on low. Stick my lid on. And dinner's as easy as that. Now, you could totally throw in some chopped up potatoes and some carrots if you wanted to sort of round out your dinner. But I already have pasta salad that's made in the fridge from yesterday, so we're going to eat that up with this. So we're gonna go ahead and take it out, if I can do this all in one piece, and turn it over so that the breast side is up and it is tender and practically falling apart, which is exactly what we want. And then as you can see, there is plenty of liquid left in the bottom of the crock pot, so if you wanted to make a gravy with that to serve over rice or potatoes, it would be perfect. And then here is the chicken up close. So as you can see, it is literally just breaking apart, and this is going to be so good. Tonight I'm going to show you guys how I make my cherry rhubarb crisp. So I have 4 cups of chopped up rhubarb that I grabbed right out of my backyard about 20 minutes ago. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that all right into my baking dish. And then we're going to measure out the cherries because, to be honest, I usually eyeball this. I will be sure to leave the recipe in the description box below for you guys. Whoa! Okay, so that's 1.5. We'll call that 3. So yeah, I would say about 4 cups of pitted cherries. And we're going to add just a little bit of sugar to this because both are quite tart. Alright, so 1 tablespoon of just plain white granulated sugar. Just going to sprinkle that over everything, and that is as much sugar as I want to use because there will be some brown sugar in the crisp topping. So we're just going to give this a stir and try and get everything spread out evenly. And it already looks delicious. I'm not going to lie, we ate quite a few cherries while the kids were helping me pit them. We have a cherry pitter. I think I got it on Amazon years and years ago. It pits like 4 cherries at a time. It works great, and the kids love to do it. So if I can find one like it, I'll link it on Amazon down in the description box below. So in my mixing bowl, I have 1.5 sticks of softened up butter. We're going to add 1 cup of flour to that. 1.5 cups of old-fashioned oats. There's my half. And we're going to add some brown sugar. 1.5 cups of the brown sugar. I actually keep a quarter measuring spoon in here, so I'm going to do 2 of these, or quarter measuring cup, I should say. And then if you wanted to, you could absolutely do a few shakes of cinnamon, which I'm totally going to add in. When I make apple crisp, I usually use a full teaspoon, but since I'm just doing the rhubarb and cherry, I don't want the cinnamon flavor to be too strong. And then we're just going to also add a pinch of salt. And now I'm going to take a pastry blender and make this look like crisp topping. Alright, and my oven is preheating to 375. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already or not. And I'm just going to take my topping and pour it over. Make sure I get all of it out there. And then I'm just going to carefully even it out so that everybody gets a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and bake this for anywhere from like probably 40 to 50 minutes. I will just check it and wait until the topping is golden brown and everything is bubbling and smells amazing. Here is what it looks like when it is fresh out of the oven. It just is bubbling away and absolutely perfect. Golden brown, just starting to get a little hint of darker brown on some of the very top pieces, so I know it's ready to go. Let's dish some up. Yes, this is what my house looks like all the time. So that is what it looks like, and I'm going to top it with some ice cream. Alright, and there it is with a little ice cream on top. Now, Liam, what do you need to tell him?
Like and subscribe. Also, this is tasty.
Thanks for watching, guys.